Thank you for staying with us on Prime. I'm Gary Al Smith, and this is The Sport. We start with the news that the Confederation of African Football has approved the Cape Coast Stadium to host the group stage qualifiers of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Joy Sports' Benaya Elom has the rest of the story.
This follows the stadium assessment and inspection process conducted by CAF after formal notification by the Ghana Football Association a couple of weeks ago. This was contained in a letter signed by CAF Development Officer Raul Chipenda and sent to General Secretary Prosper Harrison Addo on Sunday, May 1, 2022. The stadium will further be evaluated on match days through the CAF Match Command Center. In the event that organizational and stadium technical infractions are noted by the designated CAF officials during matches, financial sanctions may be imposed on the GFA as per the established CAF grade for lack of technical facilities in the stadium. The Black Stars will therefore host Madagascar at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium on match day 1 as they search for a ticket for next year's African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. Ghana are housed in Group E alongside Madagascar, Central African Republic, and Angola.
The General Secretary of the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana, Anthony Bafo, has called for Ghanaian sporting heroes to be honored with monuments recognizing their contribution to sport in the country. According to him, many Ghanaians do not even know those who won the 4 Afcon titles for the country. He was speaking at the launch of the autobiography of Asamoah Gyan at the weekend.
Very important for him to start writing his own book. We went together to Abedi Pele, and Abedi Pele showed him that he wrote a book as well in the early 90s. So you are following suit in a very big manner. I also want to address that it's important to honor our legends with certain facilities to be named after them. Those who have won the African Cup for us 4 times, players need to be remembered. I remember that when you go to Ajax Amsterdam and you want to use, the WC, you see the name of Johan Cruyff. So every generation who comes will know who Johan Cruyff has been. So I believe it's also important to honor our legends whilst they are alive and kicking.
To the Ghana Premier League, and there is virtually no title chase as Asante Kotoko seem to have taken an unassailable lead. But the race for the top scoring player is heating up. Now, just when fans thought Asante Kotoko's Frank Mbella Etuga was going to run away with the crown with ease, there pops up Ashkolt Yawano. And he's just 2 goals shy of Frank Mbella, who has found the back of the net 18 times this season. To do a bit of analysis is Felix Remark. And Felix, thank you very much for your time.
Hello, Gary.
Yes, good evening. So, just a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure many would have thought that the Ghana Premier League Goal King race was done and dusted, as all the focus was on Kotoko's Mbella to break Eric Bequin's long-standing record of 18 goals. Now, he's got competition, right?
Of course, in a certain Ashgold player, Yawano. I think for Yawano, it's been a very impressive season for him, because you look at last season at the same number of games, 23 games, he has scored just 8 goals. But this time around, that's double the figures. He's gotten 16 now, and nobody expected that to happen. So it's impressive that he's managed that number of goals. And you look at those on the goal scoring chart, apart from Bright J and then Frank Mbella, the rest of the 3 players that are in that position, Umar Bashir on 10 goals, Augustine Okra, and then Yawano on 16 goals. These are midfielders, but they are contributing a lot in terms of goals for their team, and that makes it very special looking at the position they find themselves in as much as they are being played in a more offensive or advanced midfield role. For them to crank up that number of goals in 23 matches, or for some in 27 matches. I think it's very, very impressive. But I feel that with the number of games left, and then again, for Yawano and Frankie together, they get to play each other in the second round when the two meet at the Lincoln Sports Stadium. So it's going to be a very heated aspect of the league when it comes to who gets to win the top scorers chart. But then again, if we are to go by the records since the league started somewhere in 1952, the record for most goals scored in the season belongs to a certain Dan Owusu who was playing for Bofakwa. He scored 28 goals in the 1975 season when Kumasi Asante Kotoko won the league. And even in that particular season, a certain Opoku Efriye who was playing for Kotoko scored 27 goals. So if Imbella wants to break the record, I think that the person who has that record at Kotoko is actually Opoku Efriye, who had 27 goals. He came second that season a goal behind Dan Owusu. So that should be the target. But then again, if you talk about when professional league started in Ghana in 1992, then for Kotoko, the record has to be that the Queen's goal, which already he has cleared from that part. So now the target has to be Ishmael Ado's goal of 22 in the professional league. But when you talk about when the league started in Ghana, that record belonged to Dan Owusu, which is the 28 goals, the maximum scored in the Ghanaian football season, and then the 27 goals which Opoku Efriye scored for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Right. What has accounted for the form of Yawano of Ashgold, which is why he's,
Good. So they have a lot of players that can create opportunity for them to score. But you look at Imbella, a lot of people have issues or complain about he scoring 18 of those goals, 7 being penalty. But it's not easy to score penalty, in the league or even in any other football game. You quite remember that he missed one of the penalties against Omina Sharks when Kotoko lost that game. For Yawano, he scored just one penalty. That was against Dreams FC when they won by 2 goals to nothing. So this is how it is. I feel that they feel very comfortable in playing at their various home ground. But I feel that we are not sharing a lot of spotlight on Yawano because of the controversies surrounding Ashgold. A lot of people have issues from last season when there was an alleged match manipulation or match fixing or betting, involving Ashanti Gold. So a lot of people feel that any results, there's a lot of credibility questions surrounding any results that comes out from the Obuasi Lincoln Sports Stadium. And I think that has been the reason why a lot of people are not talking about how impressive Yawano have been this season.
Nice one. Thank you, Felix, and always a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure we will chat more about the Ghana Premier League later. To the Bundesliga, and in June, that's next month, legends of the German giants Borussia Dortmund will play a friendly game against a selected African star gathering here in Accra. Dortmund versus African legends. Ready for it? Anyway, Joy Sports' George Addo Jr. has details of what you should expect in this report.
Second division side Shooting Stars Football Club is set to make history by lining up Borussia Dortmund legends against an assembled African legends team here in Accra. The historic event, which is set to take place from the 8th to the 12th of June, will include a nostalgic lineup of African football giants reliving their stardom in a legendary football match on June 11th, 2022. The headline game will be graced by the likes of one of the greatest African footballers of all time and former Champions League winner Abedi Pele, former Wolfsburg captain Charles Akono, former Dortmund Champions League winner Ibrahim Tanko, and other greats like JJ Okocha, Samuel Osei-Kuffour, Stephen Appiah, Asamoah Gyan, and a host of other iconic African legends. Dortmund's top talent trainer and Black Stars coach Otto Addo is looking forward to the event.
Yeah, sure. It's a great feeling. Let's say both homes are finally meeting together, and it's perfect. I'm very, very happy for that. It's a great event. It's good for BVB to what it was already said, to create closeness, to be close to the people, to show up, to create some long-term projects in all kind of directions, and I'm very, very happy for that.
With over 160,000 registered club members, Borussia Dortmund is a uniquely intensive footballing experience. Over the past decades, BVB has enjoyed a vibrant and fruitful history with top talents from Africa and attracted a number of excellent African players such as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Otto Addo, Ibrahim Tanko, Mohamed Zidane and Sunday Olise. Director of Internationalization and Commercial Partnerships of BVB, Benedict Scholes, says their aim is to develop their presence in Africa.
In the end, Dortmund has always been a club that is close to the people. And we have suffered a lot from the last 2.5 years when Corona all hit us and we were not able to be close to the people. We had an empty stadium. We were not able to go anywhere. We were not even able to bring our legend team somewhere. We had been to several pieces or parts of the world before. And therefore, I'd say even more, we're very much happy to come over, to meet in person, to be accessible, to bring all our big names, our former African players to Ghana and play this game, because this is what is Borussia Dortmund about, right? So we're not one of the EPL clubs that enjoys the biggest media reach because of the successes in the last couple of years. We are Borussia Dortmund, close to the people, humble, down to earth. And that's what we want to bring over. And therefore, I'd say one of the objectives is to see as many smiling and happy faces as possible and to bring as many people to the stadium for this event and for this game.
Hosts Shooting Stars, who have put in the hard work, are more than excited with the partnership.
Our Chief Executive Randolph and our Chairman Isaac have been really influential in sort of leveraging relationships across the globe, and I think Germany being a fantastic sort of football heritage country, it was natural that we look at different places where we can sort of kind of advance the players' opportunities. You talked about this being a unique opportunity, and I think we've always thought about the fact that we have lots of burgeoning talent. If you think about the players that we think about our network, think about Otto Addo and what he's doing for Borussia Dortmund and what he did for the national team. You think about Betty Pele, you think about all the talent that emerges from Africa, and that talent at one point was young. They needed these opportunities, and that's part of the reason why we're putting this together.
Delegates of both clubs have met with key officials from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ghana Football Association and the Ghana League Clubs Association, who are fully on board supporting this one-of-a-kind legend tour in Africa and are looking forward to this iconic match amongst Africa football giants. Advance sale of tickets to the Legends Match will start on May 7th, 2022.
May 7th is not far away, and so is the next part of Sports on Prime, which is back after this commercial. Wow. It's all kicking off here. I was literally told right now that the Champions League game between Manchester City or Real Madrid and Manchester City, which at the time I was coming into the studio was 1-0 on the night against Real Madrid, is now 2-1 against Manchester City. So what this means is that it's currently a draw and it will go into extra time. I was literally told that right now. And so I'll be bringing you details of that later after this story. But first of all, members of the national female rugby team say they have learned valuable lessons after failing to make it to this year's Rugby Sevens World Cup in South Africa. Joy Sports' Sarah Bediako has been speaking to them.
Hopes of booking a ticket to this year's Rugby Sevens World Cup suffered a hefty blow after defeats to host Tunisia and Madagascar in the final qualifier. But the team gave a good account of themselves in the face to powerhouses South Africa and Kenya before a famous win against Zimbabwe. Key member of the team, Paulina Mensah, has no doubt Ghana will excel in subsequent competitions.
Yes. People just need to wake up. If they only wants to play, they should wake up, because we can do it. We can do it. We scoring first try against Tunisia. I saw that there was more hope, but people tried to just give up easily. People were not tackling and then stuff. That's what's our problem, and we'll work on it.
Another member of the team, Crystal Monique Cook, has called for more investment in the sport.
I think what sets us apart from the other countries that we had to come up against in competition is probably our funding, and I think that greatly affects the quality of the team in terms of, how we go about things and getting funding and sponsorships from other places that, puts a lot of strain on leaders on the team. So if we could cut that aspect out and just receive some more support, I think that would definitely put us up there with the other nations. I think the future of Ghana rugby is extremely bright. I think there's a lot of talent on this team. I think as long as we keep working together and we keep putting in our effort on our own time, going to the gym, eating correctly, I think that there's nothing but the top for us as long as we just continue to put in that work. So everything is about what you do individually as well and how you bring that together as a team.
Rafatu Inusa, a member of Ghana Rugby and the brain behind the women's game in the country, is happy with progress made so far.
I'm very proud to say that Ghana Rugby ladies, from where we started competitively from 2019 to now, we've made progress. When you look at the beginning of this 2022 World Cup qualification, Ghana was at the bottom. Ghana was number 9. And at the end of this tournament, everybody thought we would remain number 9. But we managed to be on the 7th position on that. So you can see, so you can see there is massive progress in terms of showing level with, South Africa is a massive history and record that, and everybody was happy for us, and we ourselves, we were proud, and we have a lot of work to do. The ladies have a lot of work to do. When you look at other countries, every year their team changes. Every year their team changes. And even when you look at our current ladies, the ones who went to Tunisia in 2019 are not the same that went. We have some mixed with new ones and an old one. So every year, in terms of the player selection, is going to be competitive.
The sky is surely the limit for Ghana's female rugby team.
Right, so as I was saying, the UEFA Champions League, there's just a minute more to play in regular time in a pulsating once more. It seems that the Champions League is allergic to dull, boring affairs. Game started with Manchester City and Real Madrid sizing each other up well into the second half, where Man City got a goal that ensured that they were literally going to qualify for the final, only for Rodrigo to be introduced into the game and score twice, making the score 5-5. As it stands, they are going into extra time, and the big question is, will the mentality of Real Madrid once more beat Pep Guardiola, who had said before this game that they need to learn lessons from previous seasons where they buckled, especially from a mental point of view? We'll find out shortly. Stay with us on our social media platforms. That's it for the sport. I'm Gary L. Smith. We are on Twitter at JoySportsGH and also on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for your time. Take care.